Why old habits die hard. There are two moments from my life that stick out in terms of habits. And it's deeper than habits, it's about mindset. During my high school days, I had a bunch of kids come to my house. It was a get together with uncles, aunts, and their kids. One kid was named Opu. He was talking about how great of a basketball player he was. At the time, I had a nice rim in my backyard. It would be nice to see this kid play. He didn't seem like he could hoop. After bragging for a long time, one kid told Opu to play me. I didn't challenge him on my own because I was too shy. Opu accepted. Once we went to the backyard, it was on. Opu was 5 years older than me. I was 16. He was 21. But he was way shorter than me. The game was light work. What was the final score? 16-0. Opu didn't score a point. All the other kids in our house began laughing at him, calling him out on his cockiness. Then something bizarre happened. What? I joined in. I was bragging about how easy the game was. It was too easy, sort of putting Opu down. I still remember Opu's reaction. He puts his hand on my shoulder, makes direct eye contact with me, and says, "Be humble, bro. You're better than that." Then the rest of the event continued. That was a bizarre moment for me. Why? Because I was really shy then. It was not in my nature to brag, so why did it suddenly happen? I know why. Why? Because of my height. This game with Opu had occurred in my 11th grade year when I had a massive growth spurt and became 6 foot tall. The year earlier, I was only 5'3". I thought I was going to be 5'3" for the rest of my life. The sudden growth spurt changed my worldview. Although I had grown to a 6-foot boy, I still had the mindset of a 5'3" boy. Winning against Opu was when my short man complex abruptly came out. I was still adjusting to this new height. As this sudden growth spurt from 5'3" to 6 foot happened, I became extremely skinny for my height. Was 135 pounds. So fragile. This caused a lot of jokes. Even though I was tall, skinny shaming now became a thing. Oh well, we'll see how the story plays out. During that time, I had a friend named Eily in school. She was this short, chubby chick with long, curly hair. I didn't have many friends at the time, but she was my friend. Eily was a great mind reader. At times, she knew me better than I knew myself. She would bring me food plenty of times. We ended up building a friendship. She would say, "Armani, you being skinny is fine. People make fun of me for being fat all the time, but I only let it strengthen me." Words of wisdom. But no, I don't want that. The summer of 11th grade was a moment of going to the gym non-stop, trying to put on muscle, gym, and protein shakes. That was the routine. By the end of the summer, my weight had gone from 135 to 175 pounds. When I went to school for 12th grade, a lot of my closest friends didn't recognize who I was. They were pleasantly surprised. Especially Eily. One day, Eily comes up to me and was like, "Hey, you know a lot of girls think you're handsome now, right?" I looked at her in shock. "Me? Yeah, right," I said. "No, I'm being for real," she said. Then she dropped a bunch of papers on my desk. Back then, we didn't text each other, we wrote notes. She showed me all these notes of girls writing about me being cute. She stared back at me like a proud parent who had been seeing her ugly kid grow up. This was a shock to me, no lie. Despite being tall and muscular now, I was still in the same mindset of that short, skinny boy. Social skills were something that needed to be learned through breaking a lot of limiting beliefs. My hardware had changed many times, but my software was being a pain in the ass. My body had evolved, but my mind fought me every step of the way. The mind is something that's given a priority every single day. Because here's the truth of the matter. When left unchecked, the mind is working against you. The mind wanted me to be that 5'3" ugly boy who couldn't play basketball. The mind wanted me to be that 6 foot skinny boy who couldn't get any girls. There are people who read one self-help book and think their work is done. They do their diet for 3 months, lose their weight, give themselves a pat on the back, and go back to their old ways. Why does this happen? It's because they don't understand the nature of the mind. Leveling up is not only an act, leveling up is a life philosophy. It's a change in paradigm as a whole. It's a commitment to make your awareness more powerful than the mind. That's when you don't care if old habits die hard. You got all the time in the world. Social skills, public speaking, weightlifting, all of that. It's a lifelong game. When you want to immerse yourself in something, the last thing you want to keep asking is, how long will it take? That's the incorrect question. With that question, you're framing self-development in the realm of finite measurements. A lot of problems are created because we ask the wrong questions. Rather than asking a question, make a statement. Say, I practice to make progress. The intellectual mind is like, progress till how long? Give me some finite deadlines. That's your mind playing tricks on you. In terms of anything philosophy or behavior related, there are no deadlines. It's a game for life. That's why people mainly self-improve when they're fed up. New Year's resolutions don't always work because people aren't really fed up. They're entering self-improvement with a hopeful attitude. Are you saying hope is bad? Not really, but for lifelong changes, you need a chip on your shoulder. No one gets a chip on their shoulder from hope first. They get a chip on their shoulder from pain first, and they feel hopeful later. That's why in this New Year's, the general public will make their resolutions. They're going to begin setting goals with sparkles in their eyes. Gee whiz, it'll be so nice to shed 27 pounds this year, wouldn't it? Yep, I think it will. Well, let's see how it goes. This person may succeed, but I'm not counting on it. Old habits are meant to die hard because that's a part of the game. That's the weeding out process for life. The mind is a smartphone on crack once you can tame it. You can tame it by changing your life philosophy, not by buying new accessories and adopting a standalone act. What is that philosophy? Make today better than yesterday. Make tomorrow better than today. That's the level up philosophy.